Hey guys, this is Mr. Enyart with Morning Work Thursday, week 27. This is me with Abby when she was born. She's now 5. But I figured since I just woke up and look terrible, I'll give you a picture of me and my baby. So let's get into it. And here we are at Thursday, week 27. So we're going to make these fractions improper so we can divide. And we have two options. We can just keep the denominators what they are and go through the process and then keep, change, flip, or multiply by the reciprocal. Or we can make them both twelfths because thirds and fourths, the lowest common multiple is 12. And then just divide straight across. So I'll do both. You can choose which one you like to do. So let's start with just making them improper. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So 1 and 1/3 is the same as 4/3. And then we're going to divide by 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So 5/4 is the same as 1 and 1/4. And now we're going to keep, change, flip, or multiply by the reciprocal. So we keep the first number the same. We change division to multiplication, the opposite operation, and then we're going to flip 5/4 to 4/5. And now we just multiply straight across, which is going to give us 16/15. Oh, that was supposed to be a 5. And now we're just going to make this a mixed number by 16 divided by 15 is 1 and 1/15. So the other way is to change 1/3 to a number of twelfths, right? So if we had 4/3 and we made it twelfths, this would be times 4 to make twelfths, right? And I could do this before or after the changing to improper. And then I have to do 14, or 4 times 4. So it's 16/12 divided by, and then I'm going to make this one twelfths. So 4, the denominator, times 3 makes it 12. So I have to do the 5 times 3, which is 15. And now, since the denominators are the same, I can ignore them, and I'm just doing 16 divided by 15, right? And 16 divided by 15 would just be 16 over 15, or 16/15. Simplified would be 1 and 1/15. Number 2 is a mite easier because they already gave us like denominators, so let's just make them improper and divide. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7, so 7/3 is the same as 2 and 1/3. Divided by 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5/3, which is the same as 1 and 2/3. And now we just have 7/5, which means I can pull out 1 whole, and that would leave me 2/5. That is my final answer. So I overlaid the picture of the histogram to this question so we could see it together. But remember, this is on week 36 at the bottom for you to look at. So between 126 and 140 inches tall. So we're going to be using the bottom, which of course is in centimeters. And therefore, we have no idea what this is. I believe there's like 2.1 centimeters per inch. And so to be 126 inches or 140 inches tall, I mean, we're looking at, what's that, 10 feet? So honestly, we can't answer this unless we do some intentional rewording and change inches to centimeters. So that's pretty funny. So let's do that, and let's see if that is what they meant. Again, obviously it's a mistake, but that's okay. So 126 to 140, and we want between that. So that would be everybody in this column, because this column is 126 to 130, and up to this column, because this is up to 140. So this was 4 girls, this was 8 girls, so there's 12. And then we have 14. So that gives us 26 girls are within this range, if the question means centimeters. So I'm going to say that 26 girls. For number 4, we have two methods. Since the denominators are already the same, they cancel each other out. You're just doing 2 divided by 3 because they're the same name, right? So 2 apples divided by 3 apples would be 2 divided by 3. So we could just write 2/3 as our answer, and we're done. If you want to prove that 2/3 is correct and that you can do that when the denominators are the same, try your multiplying by the reciprocal. It's 10 over 15. We're going to divide that by each of those by, what is it, 5? It's the greatest common factor, which is going to give us, what do you know, 2/3. All right, we haven't had a range and mode question in a while. Remember, a range is a distance, right? When you go to the driving range, you were trying to see how far you're hitting the ball. So how far is our data apart? And to find, distance, right, it'd be from beginning to end. So the beginning, right, the first number would be 21, and the last number, which is our biggest number, would be 33. And so we call this our maximum, and we call this our minimum. And so we just want to know how far is this gap between them. And how would you figure that out? You would subtract 33 minus 21, and that would give you the difference between them, which is going to be 12. So our range is 12. In the mode, remember, I use the idea of apple pie a la mode. In my restaurant, it would be the most popular dessert, and mode is what is most popular, most common, repeated the most often. So let's see, there's 127, there's 133, there's 121, and there's 229. So 29 is the most common number, most often repeated. And our final question is a fun one. We have 8 units of length for our line segment, and we know where one end point is. And so we're going to put a point at -2, 4, at least start there, whether we think we know what we're doing or not. And so let's go to -2, 4, which would be left 2, up 4, right there. So from that point, -2, 4, we want to go 8 units in all directions, right? And we're just not going to go diagonal. We're just going to go up, down, left, and right. So let's start with up, and let's go 8 units up. If we went 8 units up, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm going to have to imagine 7 and 8. So if this is 10, what's 2 more up? That would be at 12 up, which is our y coordinate. So we're still at -2, right? Our x coordinate is left 2. But now we go up 12, and that makes sense because 12 minus 4 is 8, and so there'd be 8 there. Let's go ahead and write that in. -2, 12. And we'll do one more with the graph, and then let's try it without the graph. So now let's go left. Let's go left 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That puts us right here at -10, 4. So same y coordinate, different x coordinate. So let's go -10, 4. And if you start looking at the connection here between these points, -10 is 8 units from -2, right? And 12 is 8 units from 4. So now we're just going to go opposite directions. If we were to go right, all right, so imagine we're here at -2, 4. Right, we went left 2, up 4. Now we're going to go right along that 4 line 8 times. What's 8 more than, or 8 positive units added to -2? Wouldn't that be 6? So 6, 4, right? And then let's also imagine we're going to go down. So we're at -2, 4. And we're going to go down 8. So we're going to stay along that -2x line, but we're going to take y, and we're going to subtract 8 from 4. So if we're at 4 and we go down 4, that's at 0. Then another 4 is -4. So -2, -4 is our other point. And you can see I've got 2 points here with the same y coordinate and 2 points with the same x coordinate. But the other coordinate that is changed is 8 units away from the unit in the original ordered pair. There you go. And that's all the work, but here's another picture of my oldest daughter and my son back at Christmas 2 years ago. So that's Evelyn up there, and that's Ace right here. They're obviously a couple years older now, but anyway, all right, have a great day.